Welcome to the Whiskey Preacher. I'm your host, Phil Shepard, and this vidcast is entitled Idle Change. Idle Change is a response to a question that was asked during a recorded session that I had with Steve Knight last week when he was in town here in Fort Worth. He was talking about participatory church. That's right, I said it properly. Just for those of you who don't know, the night that I interviewed Steve was in a public place at a pub theology, and I was not able to say the word participatory properly. And every time I botched it, they made a drinking game out of it. People drank a lot that night because I botched that saying. Anyways, if you haven't heard the podcast, I've provided a link right below here for you to check it out. You can laugh like the rest of us. But besides me botching the word participatory, Steve and I were talking about the missional church and how participatory it is within the narrative of Christianity. And the question was proposed, has the emergent church / emergent church taken on change as an idol? Have we embraced change for change's sake, or is there a bigger purpose in why we talk so much about change? And I love that question. It took me back a little bit, and I felt like I had to marinate on that for a while, because my gut reaction to tell Janet was no, we haven't made change into an idol. We haven't exchanged one idol of complacency for another one of change. But I don't know if it's that simple of an answer, because I think some of us, including myself, are guilty of switching one idol for another, switching one idol of complacency to the shock factor of change. And instead of saying that we want to be faithful to the Christian narrative, we want to be faithful to the Christian story, and how we do that is continuously pushing the envelope, continuously embracing change to further the story of Christianity, to further the story of the Creator, to be co-creators with the Creator. We have to embrace change. However, I think Janet had a point. I think from the outside looking in, some of folks hear us say that, and they have no idea what we're talking about. They have no idea. All they see is that we want to destroy what they have created. And sometimes that's true, and sometimes that's okay. I'm just going to flat say that sometimes that the things that we hold on to are not necessarily healthy. But I also say that if we're holding on to change just for change's sake, and it's become an idol to us, then we maybe missed the point. We maybe lost sight of the fact that we are trying to continue the story that we find ourselves in. I know that's a little Brian McLaren quote, but I find that's at least the truth within me, and that it is my hope and prayer that for us within the emergent missional church, and those who are not, that we do not get stuck in our traditions so deeply that we are stuck in a quagmire of crap. But on the flip side of that coin, I don't want us just to be a wrecking ball of change without a point, without a purpose, without a mission in which that we think that there's a greater purpose for that change. I don't know if I'm making sense at all. Maybe I am, but I wanted to create an adequate response, and maybe I have and maybe I haven't, to Janet's question. I think it's not a simple binary answer of yes and no, that there's a more ambiguity to that question that leads to more questions, and that there may not be a solidified answer to have we created change to be an idol. And I hope we haven't. I hope that we have tried to continuously further the Christian story, that we are being those co-creators with the Creator, and that we can continuously challenge some of these ideas of the way church and Christianity and other faith structures are done just for the sake, because they've always been done that way. I wanted to put this out there, and I would love to hear your responses. If you can put in the comment section, or you can find me on Twitter. It's at Phil Shepard, and put in the hashtag a Whiskey Preacher. Ask me those questions. You can find me on my Whiskey Preacher Facebook page as well. Thanks again for checking out this vidcast, Idle Change, and again, I look forward to your responses. Thanks for listening. Bye.